everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at another map, and this map has been made by Simulation for the Nation, so you probably already know him, another content creator, and he's tried his hand at making his own map. Now, this map has featured, I think a few other content creators have had chance to have a look at it already. I do believe that Simulation for the Nation has added in some extra features since then, so he's obviously updating it as he's going. It is getting close to being ready to release. And as you probably saw at the start from the kind of little mini montage that I did, the cinematic of what he's made, it's really impressive. This is the first time he's made a map as well, as far as I believe, so I have to take my hats off because I couldn't do that. So yeah, massive respect to Simulation for the Nation for making his own map. It's an achievement in itself. So we're going to have a look at this map. We're going to just drive around, just see what it's about. He has provided me with some information which is really helpful, so I thank him for that. So let's have a quick look at the information before we have a drive around. So it's got three main farms. They're actually based off family farms as well, so from years gone by in Simulation for the Nation's life. It's also set in the UK, so this is set in Northumberland, the UK, which is why it's called the Northern Farms. All the farms are portrayed as accurately as possible, however some features on the yards have been added for the benefit of gameplay. All three of the farms are based in Northumbria. There's also two villages in this map, and they're based off real life locations, so I think he's obviously changed them slightly, obviously, to add in, you know, sell points and stuff like that, which you'd expect. There's also a fourth farm. It's a rundown pig farm, which is available. Farmers can also remove the derelict sheds and build a new structure if they choose to. And there's also a placeables area. So we'll have a quick look around, have a drive around, and we'll see what's going on. Now, first thing I'll say is it definitely has a UK feel to it, but I think the main thing, I'm gobsmacked, man. To make a map, it's a big challenge. Like, it takes a long time to do. It really does. So this is the store. So this is where anything will spawn from. First point in the map, which is there, which is where I spawned in that truck. And as you can see, Bellham Farm Stores. So this is where you're going to come as well to do maintenance. So that's inside. You actually got a shop inside to go in. And you can see that this is where you're going to be doing, you know, your maintenance and stuff like that. So that's your trigger. Pretty straightforward. So this is one of the villages. So if I drive up to this, I imagine this is going to open on us. There we go. Looks like that's a pub. That must be a lime selling point as well, so we can buy lime. And there you go. You've got a pub as well. So if you're into roleplay, that's on offer. It's called the Thorn and Thistle. Brilliant name for a pub. Now, I do know if we go up there, that's one of the main farms. It's actually the starting farm. So I think what we'll do is, before we carry on driving around in this area, we'll go up to the top and have a look at that farm. But I think it's probably a good idea to just have a little bit of a fly around this village just to take it in. So this is one of the two villages. So you can see this is the one by the shop. You got the pub as well, which has got a couple of sell points. So you got one there and one to the pub. And if we have a look on the map, we can see what these sell points are called. So you've got the Thorn and Thistle pub sell point. You've got the farmer's market, just what we just looked. And we've also got the lime station, so that's the lime buying point just down there. But yeah, nice detail to this as well. Do feel like these, straight away you've got the UK signs, but I do feel like this looks like and feels like a British housing estate, as I call them. So you get your big housing estates where there's a lot of houses been built on them. This does have that feel. So I do like that, I have to say. It's got some decent field sizes as well, as you can see in the distance there. There is a mixture. I'd say there's a mixture of kind of like medium to small. Now, I just want to point out as well, the PDA, Simulation for the Nation, has specified that the PDA is rough at best. So it will be refreshed at a later date. Now, it is very close, this map is. Now, I know there is a train line as well going over there, but this section down here, part of me thinks that it's not quite complete yet, this section here, but we'll find that out. It could be just like some fields going in. I'm not 100% certain, but I know I can travel across this train line, and you can see that there is some things going on. So we're not going to focus on that side of the map yet, because I don't think that is finished. But from what he stated in his information that he's provided me, is that all pre-Giants testing has been completed with the testing tool, and he's going to submit it to Model for all platforms, so that's going to be on console as well. So just want to specify before we get a load of questions, it is for console as well. by the end of the month. I'd say by the end of December, it's going to be submitted. Now, then they've obviously got to test it. Might come back with a few errors. Who knows? So I'd say it's a good idea to think of it. It's a few months away still, but it will hopefully be sent to Giants by the end of December, I'm going to guess, is from the information he's providing anyway. If you are interested in following Simulation for the Nation, I do recommend going to subscribe if you're not. I imagine you already are, but if you're not, do subscribe to his channel. Now, he does have a playlist as well on his channel, I think, of him as he's progressing through the making this map. So there is a lot of development going on. So he has got a playlist. So yeah, go check out that if you're interested to see him making the map, following him along his journey as he's created this map, the Northern Farms. And I will put a link in the video description to his channel. So yeah, I would appreciate it if you go and check it out if you're not already subscribed to Simulation for the Nation. Like I said, I imagine you are. Definitely imagine you are. But yeah, let's carry on. I do want to just have I do want to take in the villages, because I feel like a lot of players, when we're on maps and we're farming away, we look at the farms, we look at the fields, we look at the sell points, but sometimes we don't actually stop, do we, to look at the detail of like the towns and the villages and stuff like that. That there is what you'd expect on a cricket pitch. So he's put a little football pitch in. You've got the covers on the cricket pitch when they're trying to cover and protect the actual pitch itself. So you put them down. So yeah, I like it. I think it's really cool. Definitely like the detail. I mean, if you want to role play on a map, you could always simulate things like this with houses that you're role playing on. So yeah, pretty cool. So we've got another sell point here. So let's just see if that's a country farm shop. So you've got the farmer's market, country farm shop, and the pub down here. So there's quite a lot going on. Yeah, farm shop, butchery, and bakehouse. So, nice. So this side, I don't think this side. Yeah, you can see this is the edge of the map there. So there's nothing going on in that direction. So we can pretty much like say that we've had a look over there. So we'll carry on, I think, driving now, and I'll keep the flight mode on because it is nice to get like a bird's eye view as well as going down. But let's drive up this track here, and then we can go and have a look at some fields as we pass by. Some public footpaths there. I like that. I do like that. It'd be interesting to see if they actually walk. Yeah, they do. Hey, that's cool. I've always thought about that, like public footpaths walking through, like people actually walking through. It'd be good if Giants had it where you could have you could see dog walkers and stuff like that, but I like that. Got some ramblers in the area. Alright, so let's go have a look at this farm then. So this is the starting farm. So you've got the stables there on the left-hand side. We will cut in, yeah, here. This is the area to cut in. So it's called Moor Farm, quality British beef and lamb. So you can expect that you're going to have a cow shed straight away, and you've obviously got some sheep. So let's just get out here and we'll have a quick fly around. So you've got the stables there on the main farm. I don't know if this is classed as the main farm. Depends what you would classify the main farm, but it's definitely the starting farm if you're starting on, normal difficulty, kind of easy farm manager mode. But yeah, let's have a look. So I imagine that's the farmhouse itself. Yep, the gate's open. That's nice. So you've got somewhere to park at the back. Nice little driveway here as well to come down and park something in. But let's have a look. So this is chickens. So you've got a chicken area here. Your spawn point for the chickens as well. So you've got carry on past the fuel. I mean, it's a big size grass field as well you can work in. You start off with 8 and 9, which is a combination of this one and also this grass field. So you've got 2 grass fields to start off with in this area. Now, you can see that this is the main yard. We'll have a look at this shed first because I do like this shed, and this is to do with the sheep. So you can see there's an area here that you can drive into, and it's kind of still fenced off, so the sheep come in and out. And then this is the big pasture at the back for the sheep. You've got the shed for the sheep that obviously leads out to the pasture at the back. And then you've kind of got the main yard entrance going off to this big grass field. So you can see the cows are here. A few storage sheds, as you'd imagine. It is quite a tight, small yard. So it's definitely for smaller equipment. You've got the cows roaming in there. So that's where the cows go. Big bunker. Massive walls on the bunker. And then again, some sheds. And your cows are happy in that shed. Another storage point, and then another one over here. So that's pretty much your starting equipment as well, and your starting off point. So not bad at all. A few houses just along from it. This track technically just leads out to some fields. So these are like the surrounding fields in the area. Like a lot of woodland area as well, isn't it? That looks like it is all accessible as well. So if you want to do logging, that is an option for you. Now let's carry on. Let's get back in the car and we'll go down. Just trying to think the best route to go. So we're up to this kind of right in the middle to the north. We've got a section over here. We've also got a section down here. So it might be good to kind of work our way like across and up that way. So let's move south down into the village and we'll go down to this point. And that's probably the best bet. And we'll have a gander at a few things on the way. But it is, when I do like map reviews or first looks or anything like that, this isn't really a first look. You know, there's been quite a bit of content showing off the Northern Farms by Simulation for the Nation. But I try and just look at the details, the extra details that are put in, because sometimes they take so much time and effort, but then we kind of overlook them. And I think it's, you know, yeah, it's something I want to try and notice, them little details, like the footpath. And the ramblers kind of walking through. I like that. Now, I have noticed as well, the traffic is fast. It's really fast. I think I'm on the right side of the road. It is set in the UK, so I should be on the left. We'll find out if we see someone coming like a head-on collision. So what was that there then? So this is your next great development opportunity. This is definitely a placeables area. So if you wanted to build your own farm just here, nice little spot for it, that's been provided. So I like that. Especially recently with me doing a series, you know, with kind of like a farm build series. It's nice to have a spot to build, and I could see that being a nice little area for a farm with it having the. I'm hoping I can still go this way. I might have gone the wrong way here completely. Let's just have a look at the. No, this is fine. I think I probably should have just turned off there, but we can still cut across. But yeah, it's nice to have the opportunity to build a farm. So yeah, we should cut down there. This is the track. So you can see this is Manor Farm. Yeah, this is obviously a big arable farm. You can see by the size fields that this is leading to. This is a big farm. I doubt it's got anything for animals, but it is just a main focus on arable work. So let's just have a quick look over here. Right, so I think this would be your silo. Looks like it. Yep, you can see that's a tip point for a silo. So this is definitely just a shed, a main shed for arable farmers. So you've got somewhere to store your equipment, probably a few root crops if you needed to as well in there. And then this is your setup for kind of like your silo. So the tip point was just outside to there. And then you can see that that's the fill point. And this is obviously for liquid fertilizer and stuff like that. So nice to have that option as well. Big fields. Big fields. I do like that. So it's perfect if you're trying to focus just on arable work. Nice little shed across the road from it. Not bad at all, is it? Bloody hell, Simulation for the Nation. You've done a cracking job here, I have to say, mate. For a first map farm build, this is impressive. Because they're not easy to do, are they? The amount of time it takes, the dedication you have to put into to build something like this. I even like the kind of like the roads that he's put in. They're not just, you know, standard like painted down texture. They're actually placed down, these are. Within GE, so I like that. Right, so let's just check where we're at so we can get an idea. So I think we drive down here and see if we can cut across anyway. It might be a good idea looking at the road layout to go up here and then down there. think that's probably best. So if we turn right there, because I think just flying down here, we'll have a quick look, eh? Because I think there is something down there. Also a little... Not sure what that is. It kind of reminds me of an old toll booth. I don't think we have any. Then let's have a look at the train going past, because I've seen this fly past and it is pretty rapid. Watch you not turn up now. Come on, the one time you want the trains to be late, they're always on time. Oh, I can see something in the distance. I've waited a couple of minutes. Let's see at this train. I think it is an actual proper train. It's not like a... Yeah, it is. It's like a network rail train. That's not a train that you used to seeing on maps putting grain in and stuff. That is just for show, which I do like. Now, that's the section of the map that I said that looks like it might still have some kind of development to it that's planned out. But I'm not 100% certain on that. I haven't asked the question. But we're not going to go and focus on that side. We're just going to look over here now before we carry on driving. Nice bridge where the train goes over. Bit of a river going through. And then I think over here is kind of like a bit of a campsite, which is pretty cool. Again, perfect for roleplay. Like, I always think of roleplays because obviously the Farmland series that I do try and think of focusing on that when I'm looking around maps. Like, what would it be good for? How can I add to it? How can it add to my story that I'm telling or anything like that? So... it's pretty cool. So anyway, let's carry on. Let's drive up to this road. Let's cut across these fields just to see. Now, we'll test the hedges here. I think this is going to be a good point to see if there's collisions on the hedges, because I know a lot of people kind of look out for that. I'm kind of mixed with it. I do prefer not having collisions on hedges when the roads are tight. Now, obviously, as you saw there, there's no collision on that hedge, but if it's a tight farm, basically tight roads, country tracks, then yeah, maybe so that collisions aren't a good idea. But if it's a wide farm, wide roads, then big fields, then I don't think it's too bad. Right, so you can see that the different elevations as well on the fields. I do like that. So just having like a flat area. Now, there is different elevations. It isn't hilly. It isn't too hilly, though, but it has got different elevations. And look at how the fields look with the sunflowers in. It's perfect. Right, so this is the pig farm, then. It looks like this is called... It looks like it's called Maiden's Hall Farm. So this is the pig farm. Now, I've put some pigs in, as you can see over there. And from what he said, there's an area where you can remove some rubbish. So it's kind of like a derelict area. Doesn't look too bad, does it? But if we do try and remove the rubbish just to see what it's looking like. So let's go to the map just to see if there is... Yeah, so you've got remove junk in the barns. So there must be some kind of like junk going on. There is a few pieces outside, isn't there? But I can't really see... There is that as well. Let's just see what this does. So if we go into our construction... We don't want to get rid of that, because that's the pig pasture. So I'll have to try and figure out where that is. So I'm not entirely sure then. I think it might already be where I have to remove the junk, maybe. Because the only option I'm getting is to remove the pig pasture itself. I'll ask Simulation for the Nation on that one, just to see if it's something I'm missing, or it might be something that just needs just briefly looking at. But that is a nice little pig farm anyway. You've got a silo, a couple of fields around, good sized fields. You've got a nice pig pasture with this part to it, and also the outdoor bit. And then you've got a few, looks like at least that storage area. And then you've got the farmhouse down this side. So, nice little pig farm anyway. So let's carry on. Let's move over to the next area. Now, I do think that we're moving up to a village that I've had a quick flyby, and I actually really like the way it's laid out. And it does remind me of a lot of the villages around where I live. So this is an area that definitely has got some junk that we can remove. So let's try this out. definitely got a few junk items here. So there you go. So we can remove the junk in barns. Let's do that. And there we go. Look how that's cleaned up. So that side especially now looks really good. Let's try this. I think the roof will appear on it as well. So let's try this. Ah, so that's completely been removed. So that opens that up area a lot and obviously makes it look pretty decent. Look at the traffic's flying by. Yeah, that slowed down for me then. Right, let's carry on. Go up this bit of a hill and into the village, the next village. Now this one I do like. It's smaller than the village we've already seen in town, but you've got your biogas plant over here, and then I think further along is the village itself. Whoa. Now I will say traffic, you know, they're driving quite fast around here. Right, so that's your animal dealership. So that's where you're going to pick up any livestock. A few houses on that side for decoration, and then you've got your biogas plant over here that's got a few bunkers. It looks like a sell point for bales. And yeah, quite a lot going on there. That's the entrance to it. And then I think you might have a sell point for grain as well there. So let's have a quick look. So yeah, you've got Northern Grain Services 1 and 2, I imagine. You've got the Cotswold Store Bale Sell Point, biogas plant over this side. You can buy the biogas plant and it is free, as you can see. But you have to buy the technically the edge of the map area, which is free to do. And it can be purchased. But you will need to do that definitely to access the biogas plant. And then lastly there is your animal dealership. So we'll have a look. We'll carry on driving upwards because, like I said, there is a nice little village that we're going to see along the way. Whoa, look at the speed of that van. That scared the living life out of me. Whoa. Right, so this is the village that I really like the look of, but I'm just going to pull over here because I think there is a debris crusher just behind us. So just wanted to point that out, that you can come off that track there, take this route down here, and then you've got the debris crusher. Right, so let's have a little bit of a flyby. And I will drive through, but I just wanted to show you kind of like this little village, the river running through it. I really like that. Nice little elevation points, a lot of detail to it. You can see the cars have to slow down there, don't they, for that turning. So you've got an extra sell point that side. Field entrance here. You've got plenty of fields around, spotted around. There's another farm up there as well. So we'll go have a look at that in a second. But I just want to point out anything on this side. So you got some nice little houses. Few houses. And I think there is a sell point just over this side. So a bit of like a manor house, isn't it? So yeah, you've got here, it says the Northern Dairy. And then you've got another area over here, which just looks like where it's kind of like the sawmill. So yeah, you've got a sawmill and the Northern Dairy. And then we've got a missing shop item here, which is obviously going to get updated. But it could be another bale sell point. It looks that way. Nice little out of the way, isn't it? Peaceful area. So let's just have a bit of a fly up then, just to see what we've seen, see if we've missed anything as well. So there's an area there, but I think that's a few houses. That's the farm we started off at. It's like the main farm, the starting farm. There's the big village that we've been to, a town. We worked our way across to this area where the arable farm was, over to the pig farm. We've been up this main road here to the biogas plant, and we're in this village. So we just need to end on that side. But I think we'll just have a quick look at this just to see if this is anything. Apart from a really nice spot. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Should have got that in the montage. Right, so let's carry on. Where's the... there's also this section here, but I think this is just... Yeah, it's an area for it's a shedded area though, so it's a storage area if you at least if you wanted to do that. And then that, I imagine, will lead up potentially through that woodland track, yeah, to the starting farm. So that could be a bit of a shortcut if you needed to go to the dairy or something like that. But yeah, let's carry on. Let's carry on, go up to the other farm. Are you going? Am I going? Who's going? There we go. Yeah, a bit of tight bends in this spot. Right, so. Whee! That's the kind of bump that would make your stomach go. Nice little giveaway point as well. I like that. I do like that. Right, so on the left here, you've got South Healy Farm. So this is the track to the farm. I won't call it the entrance technically because it's a long track to the farm itself. But I do like this farm. I have to say that this is probably my favourite farm. I just like the way it's laid out. You've got a nice track that we've already been to, which is where the crusher was. You've got a lot of fields that you can access from that track itself. You've also got this track that kind of leads off to another field just here, which is about a grass field. And then up past the corn that's growing nicely in this field. You've got a nice cattle grid that you can go across, but also a gate that you can open if you wanted to like lead the sheep through or the animals through at any point. It would be great if you could do that in game, but I like what we're doing there. And then you've got your big sheep pasture, an open kind of fielded area, and then another massive grass field over here, but with a big tip down point over here. So you probably wouldn't want to be doing the grass work on this side, not unless you've got some kind of small mower that can handle that dip. But again, elevations in fields. If you're in this, it looks like it's soybeans growing in this field, but the elevation dip down into that side is impressive. I like that. So let's have a quick look at this last farm then. So you can see that we're going into the main farm now. We've got a place for cows. We've already seen the sheep to the right. I think this building actually is included with the sheep. It is. So you can see they've actually got an area to come inside as well as an open area on the outside. So that's... So if you're definitely into sheep farming, this is a really good one for it. Nice big bunker again. Storage points. Plenty of sheds. We just open this one up. Have a look in here. Yeah, plenty of storage space at this farm. Yeah, I really like this farm. I think this is definitely my favourite one. You've got the cow area there. Another shed in here, which I think is where the milk is. Yeah, so that's your milk tank. Bit of a workshop, it looks like. Fuel tank as well. We'll go around that side. We'll work our way around. Looks like I don't know if it's that. It could be the main farmhouse. Probably is the main farmhouse. And then you've got an area, I call this like a bale pad. So nice to have an option to put bales in as well. You've got some decorative ones there as well. And then you can see that this is a farmhouse. And the back, something I really like about this, again, is it's got a public footpath. So this grass field at the back of the farm has a public footpath. And you can see people just randomly walking through. On a nice August day in summer. So yeah. I think that's my favourite farm simulation for the nation. If you're watching, I like this one. I like the way it's laid out, mate. I really do. So let's have a look, because they're going from here, aren't they? So are they technically they're probably walking across this bridge. Yeah, I like it. That's cool, man. That is cool. So let's have a look. You've got a shed out there. I don't know if you can actually store anything in there. I think it might just be for decoration. It is, yeah. And then out here, you've got another area where you could purchase. I imagine that. Yeah, you can actually purchase that on its own. So it comes with field 36. Well, field 32, but it's plot of land 36. And then across it, I think there's actually an extra, kind of like a runoff area for some extra cows. So if you've got too many cows or something, I think the nav mesh is a bit tight there. So that might be just something you kind of just, I know it's difficult with nav meshes, so it might be the fact that cow's just ran off. It's coming out. It's like, no, I found some nice grass outside to graze. But yeah, you've technically got another area just to store a few extra cows if you wanted to. So that can be purchased as well. But I think, apart from looking at each individual field, we've pretty much taken a nice run over and had a look, a good look at the map. You can see that it's got 3 main farms, all offering something else. You've got an arable farm. You've got one that's got pretty much a mixture of cows. chickens, and it's got the sheep, and at the side as well it's got stables. So you technically got all in one in that section. You got the big arable one, you got the pig one, and then over here, my favourite, looks like it's more of a dairy and a lamb farm, but it's got some nice big grass fields around. But what I like about that the most, I say, is kind of like the how it's secluded on its own from the area. I like it. So go and check out Simulation for the Nation's channel. Like I said, link will be in the video description. Check out his playlist if you're interested in following it, as he's been going through and obviously making this map. I'm sure there'll be plenty of content on that for you to check out. And when the map does eventually drop on ModHub, make sure to rate it 5 stars. Go and show him some appreciation. Think about all the time and effort it goes into making modded maps like this. So yeah, go and show him some support. And thank you to Simulation for the Nation for reaching out. I really do appreciate it. So on that note, I am going to leave the video there. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.